Majo John Madden, Veracruz, outside of the big and wonderful Hotel Mar y Tierra, sea and land. And I've been here for 7 days now in Veracruz, which I love, especially the contrast from Xalapa, state capital of Veracruz, where I had been for 3 months, which I loved. It was very quaint, really fascinating, progressive, somewhat prosperous city, very hilly, and terrible weather. And I kept saying, I have to escape this weather. It's making me sick. The lack of sun and the dampness. I didn't even realize how much it was making me sick till I got down here. I got instantly very happy. Adult children and their mothers walking hand in hand, so common in Mexico. So my 7 days here, first 2 days were parked around the corner on the seawall there, and the last 5 days in my black camper van there, right along the beach, and the beach is just going on and on and on in that direction. So it's all been focused around the hotel, partly because I load videos to YouTube, and there's a real strong Wi-Fi in there. I lightly, now these ringneck doves are different. I've not seen them anywhere else but here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I lightly ran afoul of hotel security guards a few days ago. I was out here at 4 in the morning, sitting on the curb, pulling the Wi-Fi, and I think 6 security guards, I don't know where the hell they got 6 security guards in uniform in the middle of the night, but they did. And the lead guy very nicely said, what are you doing, in Spanish? And I, in my halting Spanish, tried to explain about the Wi-Fi. And he said, well, go across the street. He pointed me to go over on this curve over here. And I finished the one task I was doing and left. And I thought, I want to stay in their good graces. I don't want to be run out of that place. So I decided to invest the relatively big bucks for me to stay and spend the night in the hotel. And I did that. I rented a room for the night. I didn't actually use it because the room I could afford turned out to be one of the, I'm sure, very few really lousy rooms in the hotel. No natural light. The one window looked out on some kind of a mechanical shack. So I didn't stay there. I stayed in the camper van, and that was more fun. But it was worth it because when I came back, just hours after having been accosted by the security guards, I encountered the same guy. And as I walked up to the hotel on that side of the street, he indicated I should stay on this side. So I said, actually, I'm about to have breakfast in your restaurant, and then I'm going to register at the hotel and spend the night here. And that transformed everything. He went and got the rates for me, and we were on a first-name basis. He's Manuel or Raphael. I've got it in my contacts. So I hang out there a lot. And the one night I was staying there, just standing in the lobby, this nicely dressed, not fancy, but nicely dressed guy who radiated manager. I had watched him operate, not in a stuffy or self-important way, but he was obviously the person where the buck stops. And he is Javier Suarez, and we've developed a friendship. And I'm going to interview him about his work there. I did a really nice Google review for them, including a couple of videos. So I hang out. I've eaten. He bought me breakfast one morning, and the really, really nice buffet breakfast. And so I've made friends with the people in the restaurant. I go in there to get bags of ice, buy a little bag of ice, and tease with the restaurant server. I don't know. One of the servers told me that the nickname of this other big server was Monkey. So I went into my gorilla imitations, and that became a standard joke. And one day when that joke came up, I said, you know, us guys in Spanish, I said, us guys are all monkeys. We're big gorillas, all of us. So now we all do our gorilla imitations. This morning, just a half hour ago, I was talking with a really sweet, really good-looking young Bell staff guy there named Jose Eduardo. I had not known his name before. And as we were chatting, I said, well, I'm John Michael or Juan Miguel, both very popular names in Mexico. And I followed it by saying, yo no estoy muy popular en Mexico. I'm not popular in Mexico. And I had just finished telling the story. There he is over there. Let's get a close-up. Hey, Jose Eduardo! That's perfect, he came back. I had just finished telling a story that I'm going to put into a video about how I ran afoul of the police in Tampico. So that's a true story. But anyway, as I was reflecting on how much fun I have with the staff around here, I realized in my various jobs, going all the way back to college when I ran freight elevators, because my aunt worked for the union and got me jobs, I've always loved the back of the house, getting to know the staff as they're doing their own thing. And then 6 weeks as a restaurant server in Asheville, North Carolina, and 2 years of part-time work at the Renaissance Hotel, big downtown hotel in Asheville, conference center, wedding destination, etc. And because I ran the gift shop, I was back of the house. I got to chat offline with the Bell staff and various people around there, and they're always teasing and having fun. Working class guys in the US and even more in Mexico tend to be pretty funny. So that's all pretty great. Is there anything more I want to say about all that? It's really nice to know the general manager of the hotel, who has turned out to be quite a great guy. So it works out really well when I get to say, yeah, I'm amigos de Javier, and he was, he would like it if I hang out here loading my videos. Okay. Taxi. I hang out with the taxi guys too. I drove a taxi. That was one of my 2-day jobs in Asheville, where I went into semi-retirement and did only frontline customer service work. And when I said back then in Asheville, by the time I left Asheville, lots of the taxis were sharp little cars. And in Mexico, mostly they're very sharp cars. Where taxis are so plentiful because lots of people don't have cars. But when I was driving taxi, maybe 15 years ago, they were beater cars, and by the end of day one, sitting in that taxi, my back was giving out. And I said to one of the other taxi drivers, do you have problems with your back? He said, it comes with the job, man. So that was a 2-day job. Okay. Wonderful people watching out here. Bye.